Cool, man. Hey, everybody. Brett Weiss, NEXA Mortgage, back with you again for the next episode today of Getting to Know NEXA. And I've got my special guest here with me, Tommy Bussino. Welcome, bro.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Glad to have you on. I'm sure everybody was missing this live last week. We actually took a week off. So I know everybody out there was, fiending to see the next episode here. But anyway, brother.
Sorry, everybody, but we'll make
Yeah,
it good.
yeah. We had some conflicts, couldn't quite grab a good time. But anyway, Tommy was gracious enough to take a little time out of his day to join me on this. So definitely want to introduce everybody to Tommy and make sure that everyone knows exactly, who he is, not just some NEXA LO, and really the driving force about what he does and who he is. So with that, just kind of toss it over to you, Tommy, man. Give us a little intro on yourself as a person, not the businessman.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, I'm a family guy. I'm married with I have one adult son. I have 5 young kids, 2 grandkids. Everything pretty much revolves around my family, anything I can do. And I'm an Army veteran. I served 6 years. I was a chaplain assistant, so I was involved with a lot of counseling with soldiers and as a bodyguard for a chaplain. So that was pretty fun.
Wow.
Been in personal finance for over 21 years, 9 years in mortgages. I don't know. I get geeky about this stuff. I love finance. And so I tend to kind of stay in those circles.
Well, good, man. Well, excuse me. First of all, thank you for your service. I knew you were a vet. I didn't honestly know even myself the details of, what that entailed for you. So definitely, much appreciation there. I'm not a veteran myself, but I came from a veteran family. My brother and my father both served in the Army as well. So,
yeah.
And did you say 6 kids?
Yeah, 6. And we figure we're about our halfway mark. We're shooting for 12. And so
I thought the no hair was due to mortgages, but
no, the kids.
This is a double whammy. Yeah, the Rogaine won't even work now. So
no, yeah. I didn't even put forth an effort. I've accepted the loss and just moving on.
Right on, man. Well, cool. Well, definitely that's awesome that I'm even learning something here today. Although, we've had, certainly tons of interaction at your time here at NEXA. And so on that topic, how long have you been here? How long you've been with the company?
Last month I hit my 2-year mark. And so last year was my 2-year mark.
Last month?
Last month.
Okay.
And so really excited about that. So that was really cool.
Cool. And, probably get into some other things about the company and what have you, but I want to get more background on you and how you ended up here. And I think one of the kind of hot topics definitely in the news right now in the mortgage industry is Loan Depot, right? And things going on with them and massive layoffs and, shutting their wholesale channel down entirely. We as a company got rid of them as a wholesale option years and years ago. They were on the lender list when I joined. I do recall. I never sent them a loan, and soon thereafter, we terminated our agreement with them because of certain things we did not like about their operation. And so, being a Loan Depot retail refugee, let's dive into that a little bit. Tell us a little bit about the experience there and how it vastly differs, or if it does.
Loan Depot, I got a lot of friends who still work there. Is just I don't know. I don't do well with micromanagement. I don't like being told what to do all the time, every day, and when you try to take a breath, you hurt them and get on the phone, and your calls are move swiftly to where you can't really get an individual. A great conversation with the client. You just always got to keep moving forward real quick, and it seems like you're deprived of the opportunity to really have a great relationship with your client to really set them up. And Um, there's some great people there. I think a lot of retail loan officers, you're just doing your job, just trying to do the best you can to help people. And for some people, it's great. I don't think it's the best model for the most people, especially when you understand how much better it is for the client and for yourself as a broker, and so I was introduced through one of NEXA's employees, Tom Mancuso at the time, and but it was very, very passive about it. I was noticing his name and a lot of his comments and different Facebook things, and I was like, "Wow, this kid's pretty smart," And one of the things I thought was interesting was when I visited the Weiss-NEXA meeting that Mike Cordes has every Thursday. I saw the dramatic pricing differences of scenarios, and I would price it out in my own system at the time, and I realized how much that I thought I was really competitive in pricing. I thought I did. That's what you're told, right?
Sure.
That's the you're spoon fed until I saw live the pricing, and I realized that we were gouging our clients. And then on top of that, seeing the compensation, realizing that I was getting gouged, and so
Right.
there's no love lost for me when I see Loan Depot as a company struggling. As for my friends and colleagues there, hey,
Sure.
the grass is greener here, most definitely. But also stuff like with veterans, that's where these companies, these large retail companies, really go to town, is taking advantage of veterans, and veterans and FHA loans.
Right.
That's their big profit, and seeing that. I don't know. I think everyone's got to make money, but you don't have to um, gouge people. And for me, that was kind of disgusting.
Right. Right. And I'm certainly, sure as a veteran yourself, really burned your ass
Oh yeah,
thinking that for those years in retail that you were really serving your brothers and sisters in arms as
yeah,
best as you could, right?
yeah,
Because that's what upper management told you. No, these are great rates. These are great rates. These are
yeah,
great. This is how it is everywhere, right?
yeah,
And lo and behold, geez, even anyone, that's a loan officer, regardless if they served or not, should certainly feel that way. And as well for
absolutely.
FHA buyers, these are first time home buyers, right? And it's almost as if that platform takes advantage of um, less informed people, right? You
Yeah.
know, and
No, I'll give you a scenario.
it's
Let
abundantly
me give you a
clear.
scenario, Brett. Whenever I priced out, there was a 3/4 of a point difference on the loan offered, and mine was still $2,000 more. $2,000
in,
more to
in
have
cost.
3/4 of a points higher. That was mind blowing when you're talking to people about splitting hairs on an eighth, on
Sure.
competition. Like you see, okay, there's maybe a loan estimate from someone, maybe they locked on a better day, and maybe you think, okay, there's maybe an eighth worth of wiggle room, but 3/4 of a point on top of the extra charges, and then realizing, how they, yeah, no, it's disgusting.
Yeah, no, it's awful, and we see those LEs floating around every once in a while, and
Yeah.
and some of the other companies out there doing it are the companies with uh, you know uh, military arm names in their
Yeah.
Navy Fed, this and that. You really look them up. That's not the name of their company. It's a DBA, right? So it's certainly misleading, and and I've heard USAA as well. You know what I mean? I don't see them competing much at all, really, but Navy Fed's out there a lot, and
Yeah,
no,
they're
it's
great with
absolutely
insurance,
disgusting.
and that's where they should stay. They should stay in insurance, and that's it.
Sure.
But when you go into the mortgage aspect, because at some point you're paying for all these multiple layers of management. I mean, that's where you're really getting people. And quite frankly, I don't like the idea of when I'm trying to structure my family, my friends, my trusted clients, like, hey, we got these bigger margins because the CEO wants to buy another yacht.
Right, or the regional manager and the sales
Yeah,
manager and the branch manager and all that sort of stuff that you don't see on our side, right? So
yeah,
those tiers are taken out of hierarchy, if you will, right? And always trickles down to two things: best thing for the client first and foremost, right? And then secondarily, best thing for you and your family as a loan officer here, making the lion's
Yeah.
share of the compensation while serving your clients, your veteran brothers and sisters, and everyone the best with the lowest rates and lower closing costs, right?
It's a true win-win all
Sure.
the way around, and that's the only way I like to do business is win-win, because then no one feels taken advantage of, everyone feels happy about it, and that's the way I love to do business.
Good, man. Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad to hear you're here 2 years. And even though the fellow that brought you over left and went somewhere else, you loved it here so much,
Oh, yeah.
that, you're still here today when you could have making a move as well at that same time. So,
Well, it's I made the move to NEXA not because of who brought me here. I made the move because it was the best decision for everybody. My
right.
clients, myself, my family, and yes, he is a friend. And I love Tom.
Yeah.
But I'm not the kind of person who switches jobs because my friends do. That's like a high school thing you do. It's like what the best, I got, like I said, I got a lot of kids to feed. I got to do what's best for them.
A lot of mouths,
And
dude.
dude, I don't see myself leaving NEXA. My original tent actually, when I was coming through, because with Cordis, in the awesome platform that NEXA has, they say, hey, if you want to eventually be your own broker, we'll help you do it. We have our
Right.
own compliance, and we'll help you become your own broker if you want to.
Sure.
But we're going to do the best we can to make NEXA so attractive you're not going to want to. And I have seen that in the small time I've been here. Now I know you're one of the original 10, and there's now 1,800 loan officers. And I've only been here for 2 years, but even in the 2 years I've been here, I've seen so much progress in how they're taking care of the loan officers and the clients. More products, more lenders, more opportunities, more different ways to be able to help the whole ecosystem of NEXA Mortgage. And so for me, the desire to go create my own broker shop now is greatly diminished because of more of the incentives to stay here. Like NEXA makes it to where it's a no-brainer to stay, run your own business the way you want.
Right.
That it's always harped upon two things: just be profitable and compliant, but run your business the way you want. And I love that because there's so many different business personalities, so many different ways that you can sell how you want to go things. If you want to buy leads and have a gigantic branch and go off of that model, go for it. If you don't want to, you don't have to. And I love that flexibility that's here. So I have no desire to go anywhere else.
Right, man. Yeah, I mean, you hit it on the head. That there's so much here, and the headache part of the compliance, the audits, the call reports taken out of the equation for you. That well, one, to back up a little bit. Yes, they have in numerous occasions help people build their own brokerage, start up, show them how to get through the branch or the company licensing, all that sort of stuff, the legalese. And then there's numerous people that have done that, right? And gotten assistance and wished best of luck and all that sort of thing, of course, right? And then on your next point is that, to me, it's a no-brainer that I would never want to go and do that with all the support, all the things I touched on, that they take care of on the back end that normally an LO isn't good at. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
We're salespeople. We're not necessarily the most meticulous with compliance, with this, with that. You know what I mean? And that's an
Yeah.
incredibly important part of this business. You know what I mean? Regulators are out for blood all the time,
Yeah.
and so if you kept that uh, under your new little roof as broker, that's a lot of extra stuff that's going to take away from you truly doing what you want to do, and it's serve your clients, right?
Yeah, and it's scalable. I mean, and that's what's so nice about, like, I'm entrepreneurial minded, and so I look at a lot of stuff like scalability. At some point, like, how can I magnify myself without, working myself to the grave? And so there's so many different ways that you can go about it. You can really grow or you can stay, just yourself. And NEXA provides that. I mean, they're constantly upgrading the kind of support we have. It's not just adding more numbers. It's not just adding more people into like LOS support. It's not just adding more people into HR. It's growing better. It's upgrades constantly.
Always.
And so I love
that. There's the tenacity there from ownership to constantly be improving this platform, making it the best place for any loan officer in the country to put their license. You know what I mean?
think,
and you hit it on the head, whether it's a one-man shop or a one-man, just individual, one person, self-producing loan officer that just wants to take the file from A to Z, doesn't want to deal with anything else, not talk to anybody, all that up through the big branches, scaling it big time with, the inbound leads and the full structure. So, and it's all done underneath the umbrella of NEXA, and they handle all the back end BS, if you will, and let you focus on what you're here to do. So it's amazing. And in that regard, man, we're trying to keep this under 20. We keep sucking at that. But, I guess the last thing, kind of just to piggyback on that, obviously there's the newer announcement about the partnership program that, and you said, I think you mentioned it's kind of, now giving you a little more desire to kind of look at your business model here to, get to those levels. There's 4 partnership levels, and this is too in depth a little bit to touch on, at the very end here. But at the end of the day, the beauty of it is, and the kind of the theme is that we now, every single one of us, 1,800 of us, have the ability to make every dollar of revenue from every single loan, from the first loan of the month, without any file fees moving forward. So
that's life changing. You own your business without the headache. You get the full comp, and I'm not worried about the compliance bull crap. Hell yeah. It was a reversal when that announcement came out. Like I had in my mind, I had some timelines of what things I was wanting to do till I got my own brokerage, things I was wanting to do, accomplish, and so forth. As soon as that news update came out, I'm like, delete.
Plan B.
Shift. Yeah. Time to go back. Now I wished I started actively sharing with my friends about NEXA, my old colleagues and so forth earlier. I didn't because I was thinking, well, I'm going to leave, so it doesn't matter. I just wish I shared then now and wasn't as greedy, thinking, okay, I'm just going to wait till later to try to recruit them to my place. I should have let them know how awesome NEXA was so they can help their families. So I kind of feel a little bad about that, but moving on and making adjustments.
Hey, you can make amends, brother, and bring them on over soon. So anybody out there, colleague of Tommy's, interested in hearing more and more about his personal experience here and how these new announcements and these improvements have picked up and constantly gotten the company better and better and better, to the fact that he has completely changed his career path, that NEXA wasn't just a 3-year stepping stone to being his own brokerage, and that this is where he's parking his license forever and essentially running his own brokerage underneath our umbrella regardless, with the ability to make the full compensation without the headache.
100%.
Should we end on that?
Dude, I think that's
Hit up Tommy.
That's perfect.
All right. Good, man. Glad you could come on, brother. Definitely appreciate all your time and all that you contribute to our weekly meetings and things like that we do here, on the Brett Weiss team too.
Thank you, brother.
All right, brother. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.